Alrighty, time to go to the gym. Today is day 3 of training for the week, so that is volume day. One of my neighbors that I know just passed by. Hello, Abby. So, volume day. I have recently switched back into climbing training. So, because if you look through, this is going to be my first video like this. I've just done 20-something weeks of strength training. General physical preparedness is what I like to say I've been developing. So, what that looks like for me is I was Olympic weightlifting and doing strength training 3 days a week while I was climbing maybe once a week, and super light climbing to begin with at that. So now switching into climbing training, what that looks like for me is day 1 is limit bouldering. I'm a boulderer mostly, so limit climbing. So picking something that either on the moon or kilter, or if something's really interesting on the wall, do that. That will take me about 20 minutes of projecting to work on, so I can kind of push that upper limit. Then day 2 is strength training for climbing. So that's a lot of off-wall work. So that's snatches. I'll still do like a snatch and front squat to keep try to keep that general strength. Plus it's just snatch is such a good full body movement, and front squat is really good for just core tightness. And then that's when I do like weighted push-up or weighted pull-ups, shoulder work, a lot of pull work, trying to get my specific climbing strength better. Then I move into on the campus board, I'll do what I call contact pulls. So I'll jump up, grab a rung on the campus board, and do a pull up. So basically training that contact strength. As soon as my fingers hit the board, I'm immediately able to engage and pull. And then I will most of the time finish up with what am I thinking of? Oh, campusing, just to really as a finisher, really tap out my back on that. And then so that's day 2 of climbing. Oh, I forgot that can't turn. Sorry, I just had a swerve. There's construction happening up here, and I typically go to the right lane because it goes a little faster at this light, but I cannot because it's a right turn only. So day 3 is volume. So basically volume and technique. So I'm working on my lower grades, just climbing them slow and well using good technique. I might do bouldering triples. So 3 moderate boulders 3 times, focusing on good climbing technique, resting a minute in between each boulder, then about 3 minutes in between each set. But today I am climbing with one of my nursing school buddies, and so I'm actually probably not going to do anything. I'm probably just going to climb with him, just because he's climbed he said 5 to 6 times, so he's relatively new. So I'll just climb and have fun with him. But yeah, I'm excited that I'm getting back into climbing. I think I was plateauing pretty hard in climbing. I was pretty burnt out, honestly. Last year I was dealing with pulley injuries on both hands. I was just really frustrated, and I was climbing about V8 at that time, or projecting V8. Was able to get a couple. And then this year I did 6 months of jiu-jitsu. So I did that and climbed maybe twice a week. Got back into climbing a little bit. Was never Like, never got fully back into the swing of it. And I started strength training again, just because I wanted to, just change it up. And now I'm like, okay, I'm ready to start climbing more. Like I'm excited to start climbing, and already this week I can tell like I'm physically a lot stronger. Now I still have to work, like a lot of my technique is a little rusty, and just like my hands, the specific like strength is rusty, but like overall I'm a whole lot stronger, and I feel like when I'm pulling on stuff I have a lot more stability. The control behind that stability will come back in a couple weeks once I just like keep climbing more. So I'm really excited for that. I've also, during this past 20 something weeks, I went on a bulk. I was weighing about 182 to 185 depending on the day. 185 I could definitely feel it. I definitely felt heavy when I was weighing that. Before that, so I was weighing, like I said, 182, 185, and during this strength training, I'm like, well, I'm pushing my muscles. I might as well just eat everything in sight and just see what happens. Like, healthily everything in sight. Plus, it was winter time, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all those meals were also happening. So I'm like, let's just see what happens as I'm like strength training, trying to put on strength, like muscle, all that. So I was weighing 182 to 185. And now at the peak I was 196. So depending on the day, that's like an 11 to 14 pound weight gain. A lot of it was muscle, some of it's fluff, like just the nature of it. But like I have filled out a lot more, and like I said, I feel overall stronger. So I'm excited to see like what happens. My goal is to get down to 190, cut some of that fluff off that I gained. Yeah, 190, cut some of that fluff off, and then like really fill in my frame, like the new muscle I have with strength, climbing strength, and also taking a step back from a lot of heavy strength training to work on my flexibility. I realized the other day I have terrible, like I knew it was bad, but I did not realize how bad, terrible internal rotation of my femurs. And so every time I squat, unless I'm wearing my like squat shoes, I feel like this block. And even in my squat shoes, I feel it. I feel this block in my hips. It's because I'm not strong enough and flexible enough for my femurs to go like that, just to turn. So while I'm squatting. So I'm working on that, hitting that hard as I'm kind of backing off on my leg training. Just as I'm focusing more on climbing. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped to get in the gym today. I've been working on homework all day, ready to move, definitely feeling not stiff, but I'm like, I have not moved today. I did some grocery pickups, just because it is time. I get my groceries on Fridays, and after the gym, I'll clean the kitchen. And as I do that, I'll listen to a lecture for nursing school. But really, it feels good to get back climbing and get back in the gym. Yeah, we shall see how today goes. Like I said, I'm climbing with my buddy, so I don't know how much I'll be able to film or anything like that. Should be fine. He's a pretty cool guy, so he shouldn't care. So yeah, that's all I can really think right now. Because like, if I can see the full route, like Slab. Slab is like my least favorite. Hands are off. My head order's so off.
What was that?
4 to 6. I've already done it twice. I might as well hit it for a third.
Yeah. Third time with the Shaman.
Yeah.
Is that the smoothest one? How long have you been climbing for?
2019. You can actually like see your mistakes.
It's definitely the same as kickboxing. I always film myself doing tags and stuff.
Because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And so you film it and you're like, that's not good.
Yeah.
That was ugly. Like I knew that first route to do that one. I'm like, that was so bad.
So you still got it.
I still got it, but it was
definitely pure strength.
It was ugly.
Okay.
There we go. Just needed this. Good brushing. So you keep your right hand there, left hand right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I can really figure out
That's awkward.
I got bored. So I auditioned.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the audition was more awesome. And then I quit. And then I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
focusing on hips closed, long arms, long neck. I miss like the COVID benefits where like they got paid.
I know. Literally.
Ow. Hit my hands going up. All right, post climb. My thoughts. Pretty good climb. I was pretty. Oh, I hit my mirror sitting on my camera. Pretty good climb. I was pretty tired for actually most of it, and I could tell like my technique was kind of lacking on it. So if you noticed, I redid a couple climbs just because I knew how I climbed it. I was not happy with it, which is kind of the goal of the volume day. It's like, I'm gonna do some easier routes, and if I climb them poorly, okay, I'm gonna do them again, focus on my technique. Ooh, bright sun. So like a lot of my big focus was climbing with my shoulders down and a long neck, like think giraffe neck, and then not readjusting my hands. So instead of sitting there trying to like pull, trying to get a better grip, just grabbing onto the hold and moving off of what I grab. So being intentional about how that was my buddy who I went climbing with, who I took climbing for the first time. So being intentional, trying to get my hand placement better on the first go, and just, even if it's not good, just pulling on it. Because I think overall, doing that, I will save energy and just mental space, versus like, oh, I need to get this a little better. Just like, okay, I grabbed it. It's not the best, but I can hold on, so I'm gonna pull through. So that's kind of like what I was thinking with that. And so, yeah, the thing that really burned out for me first was my skin. This was, like I said, this is my first week back doing climbing training. So my skin is super soft right now. So it's like I just have to get back, getting my climber skin back, which will, again, take a couple weeks, but it'll come back. I'm not super concerned about it. But yeah, that's what gave out first, really. And then just my eventually doing bigger pulls and stuff like that, my muscles were just tired. I mean, end of the climbing week, did a strength day on Wednesday, so still recovering from that a little bit. And so yeah, my volume day, just working on those lower grade routes, climbing them well with good technique, or what I assume to be good technique. Part of the reason I wanted to do this, start filming myself, is so I can kind of like watch my own technique, because like what you feel on the wall might not be true to what you're actually doing. So yeah. That's why I even think, like, even if you're a beginner, especially if you're a beginner and you're learning your own body and how it works and how it moves, because what you think you're doing is one thing, but what you're actually doing could be another thing. So I definitely think filming yourself as you're learning to climb, or even as your mid grades and high grades, like filming yourself, watching like, oh, I lost tension here, or whatever it may be, is actually really important. So I'm glad I bought this camera tripod. I did, so I could film myself more and just watch my technique, watch how I climb. Am I climbing efficiently, or am I just brute strengthening it? Yeah, so good climbing session. Worked some mid grades, I didn't get up to my limit, which was my intentional, because I think if I would have pulled on anything that I've been projecting on, I would have been upset with myself. Even up towards, I fell on, as I was like working up, some of the harder grades I was getting towards, I would fall in the first couple attempts, just even on routes I would flash, just because I'm tired. Like my body is just physically more tired than what it's been, and I don't have my climbing endurance anymore. But that will come with time and intentionality, so I'm not really worried about it. Yeah, I'm excited to have tomorrow as a rest day. Sunday is kind of like a fun day for me. I kind of do, if I come and climb, that's great. I might go on a walk with my wife, it's great. Like, but more of an intentional, that might be probably more of a rest day as well. I work Monday, Tuesday. Excuse me, burped. I work Monday, Tuesday. And so I'll be back in the gym on Wednesday, which will that's 5 days of rest for my body. So Wednesday will be a hard limit day again. Thursday will be, yeah, I guess I have to do it 3 days in a row. Thursday will be strength day, and Friday will be volume day again. And so yeah, I guess I have to do it 3 days in a row, because I have clinical on Saturday.